right, good morning everybody. Welcome to the vlog. Just finished my morning routine, which is always water, greens drink, coffee, and then sitting down and just spending some time reading. This morning it was scripture. One of my 90-day goals for this current term is to really dig into the Bible and to get into the New Testament. I did this in the past where I went through the entire Old Testament. Now I'm going to start inside of the New Testament. So spend a little time there. And today's going to be kind of an interesting day. I've got a lot to do. Just getting me back from Banks Lake. That vlog will be going live actually today at the time of me recording this. But just getting back from Banks Lake, so there's a lot to be done. About every 2 weeks, we sit down and we actually meet with all the coaches on the team. This has been really important for a long time just because in the past what has plagued a lot of gyms is trainers would actually break off and they would open their own gyms and they would start on their own. A lot of times that came from a place of like they just thought that they could do it better, or there was some strife with the ownership. So something I've done over the past couple of years is really taking care of my team, really sat down and listened to them. What are their concerns? What are the things that they need from us, the leaders, both my manager and I? And it's been really cool. So I've got an entire day sitting down with coaches and having conversations and getting to catch up with them because a lot of them I haven't seen in a few weeks due to travel. So going to be doing that today, trying to sneak in some lifting training with my son. And as of right now, it is about to be turning over to 6 a.m. and I'm heading to the track. Committed to that half marathon. This is week number 3. I've got 10 sets of 5 minutes this morning. Same thing that I did last Saturday, but today I'm going to try to increase my paces a little bit and see if we can stay within the heart rate zones that I'm trying to. So heading to the track right now. Should be about an hour-long workout. I'll take you guys along with me and show you what that looks like. All right, so just getting out here to the track. Like I said, today's workout, we've got 10 sets, 5 minutes on, 1 minute off. So looking at about 60 minutes worth of work. So what I'm trying to do and what I've been focusing on is actually been using heart rate zone training during this kind of prep for the half marathon. Now, what's been super interesting is that lately I've been trying to go off of how I feel and then compare it to my watch rather than just kind of living in my watch the whole time and knowing what my heart rate is. But for today's workout, I'm going to be working between zone 2 and 3, which for me is about 130 beats per minute to about 150 beats per minute. That is considered an easy pace, right? One thing that I've really kind of honed in on is the fact that you don't want to go for broke every single run. You want to teach your body to hold and sustain a pace, right? Something that I heard a long time ago has really resonated with me is that you do not want to teach your body to slow down and get tired. You want to teach your body to sustain. So as I'm sticking at these heart rates and as I'm working on sustaining my pace throughout this entire piece, I'm learning to not only sustain that pace, but sustain it for longer durations of time. That was 3 miles in the beginning. Now we're going to be getting up to around 6 today. Just a very interesting concept that I've really been honing in on. And a lot of times you feel like you want to go faster, especially in the very beginning when you're rested, you're not fatigued yet from that mileage and that volume yet. You have this will to just want to go. And it's been interesting to kind of work on holding back and to see myself progress and get better. So I'm going to work on getting warmed up here, and then we're going to see me get running on this track. All right, so nice and warmed up. It is time to go. And something I'm also keeping in mind too, I do track my recovery on my Whoop strap, and I got a green recovery last night. Slept really well, probably my body just being glad to be at home in my own bed again. So got about an 81% recovery. So this run should feel pretty good. I should be able to push the pace pretty well. Heart rate should stay down, and we'll see what kind of mileage I can accumulate today. Let's go. All right, so we are about at the halfway mark, and not feeling it this morning. Thought I was gonna have a good run just because recovery was good, got a good night's sleep. My body is just not cooperating this morning. So pacers are still good, heart rate's still good. It's just I feel like I'm fighting for every single interval, and I'm really having to think through my breathing. So I'm on my minute rest walk right now, and just kind of wanted to report in on that. And something I was just kind of thinking through is just, rather than thinking about, man, I've got so many intervals to do, just get through this interval. Just go through this one more, and then I'll get to the next one and go through the one more. But rest interval is up. I'm gonna keep it going. All right, run is done. Went about 6.2 miles, which I think last time I did this workout I was like 6.1. So my pace this time I was actually able to keep it under 9 minutes with the heart rate still intact. And that's kind of the point, is like I'm not trying to push my paces at the expense of having a good heart rate. I want to make sure these runs are easy and sustainable and manageable. So was able to keep my heart rate and was able to push the pace a little bit, even though I wasn't exactly feeling it at the halfway point. So I'm feeling a little better now. Got a little stretch and cool down at the end. So I'm gonna hop in the truck, drive home, have breakfast, and then head to the gym for our first couple meetings of the day. At some point, gonna take a little break and then gonna do some strength conditioning with my son as we prepare him for football this season. So I will see you guys either at breakfast or at that training session. All right, so I know that a lot of people, tons of people love to skip breakfast. That is something I just cannot do. I am not a happy person if I have to skip my breakfast in the morning. So in the past, I've done things like scrambled eggs, where it's like one yolk and a bunch of egg whites, and then I'll have like some fruit with that. But recently, with all the extra running, I found myself a lot more hungry, and just the amount of movement that I'm having every day, looking at ways to make sure that I get calories in and then good calories in. So for today, I've got 2 English muffins, 4 whole eggs, and then I've got turkey sausage kind of in between those, just to make sure that I've got a good profile of carbs, fats, and protein for the day to kind of start off. And then I always like to accompany it with a little bit of a coffee creamer, and then usually 1 to 2 packets of stevia. All right, so just finished up breakfast for the day, and we're moving into the first call. So it's about to be 8:30. I've got a call with a Google ad specialist. One of the lesser glorious things that a gym owner gets to do is talk to different tech things and make sure that everything's kind of in line. And today I'm gonna be taking a look at my Google ads. Now, we advertise heavily both on Google and Facebook, and reason being is I almost feel like I have a moral obligation to get people to my gym, just because number one, I feel like we are the best at what we do, and nobody in my immediate area can even come close to touching what we do. With that in mind, I know that if somebody doesn't come and join Virtuous, whether it's Virtuous Grappling, Virtuous Fitness, if they do not come to me, I know that wherever they end up, it's gonna be a lesser product and a place that doesn't care about them nearly as much as we do. So because of that, I advertise heavily on Facebook and Google, and I'm constantly tweaking, I'm constantly taking a look at how things are performing. So every quarter, I actually get on a call with a Google Ads specialist, and we go through and take a look at my advertisements and see how they're performing and make any sort of tweaks that we need to. So that's the next thing that I'm gonna be doing here. And then we'll be heading to the gym and getting our first workout in before we start having our coaches meetings. What's up, you guys? We are at the gym. We just got finished warming up. Now we're working into kind of our first tri-set. So in this athletic performance that I'm doing with Noah, they're basically a series of supersets and tri-sets all meant to develop athletic performance. So what we're working on here is going to be doing sets of 5 on speed deadlifts. We're using about 60% of our 1 rep max. So sets of 5 on the speed deadlift. Then we'll be doing something called a snap down and then something called a squat jump. Again, thinking about athletic performance, not only do athletes need to be strong, but they also need to be able to change direction, exert force, and absorb it. So the purpose of these 3 exercises is to kind of work on both of those elements. Being strong and explosive off the floor with the speed deadlift. The snap down is going to be teaching the person how to absorb force. So basically, you'll see us, we'll kind of go up and we'll snap down. Again, just decelerating weight and speed, and then going into a squat jump. So after we decelerate, work on accelerating ourselves up. So doing these 3 exercises in a row, we'll rest a little bit after, and then go for about 4 sets. All right, so each workout on this strength conditioning, like athletic performance program, is gonna be full body. So for the most part, we just went upper body in that superset. Now we're gonna move into an upper body tri-set with, for me, it's gonna be decline push-ups. And for him, he's gonna be working normal push-ups. And then we've got dumbbell lateral raises and barbell bench over rows. With a moderate weight, making sure technique is good. 3 sets of that, and then we'll move on to the last things we have. All right, workout is done. I actually had to jump into my first meeting with my coaches as well. Workout was great. It's not a lot of volume right now just because my son, he's 13, right? So we don't want to give him a ton of stuff, and we just want to work on giving him things and giving him things to make him stronger and more explosive. But realistically, like preventing injury and giving him longevity in his sport. You know, he plays both baseball and football, and I committed to, maybe this program isn't the best thing for me, but I committed to doing it with him so that he wouldn't be by himself. And it's been pretty cool to just kind of go through training with him. So like I said, that is done. We're now going to go into a lot of meetings today. I've also got some client check-ins. Usually Monday is like nutrition check-ins and accountability check-ins with all of my personal clients. So we'll roll into that after these meetings, and then probably be taking the kids home. And then later this afternoon, we've got some track work that we'll do. We're working on agility, which is part of this kind of athletic performance program. So I'm gonna go meet with my coaches, and then I'll see you guys back in a little bit. All right, all of my morning meetings for the most part are done. Getting ready to head home and grab some lunch. And I'm also pretty excited to announce that not only am I gonna be running the half marathon, but a couple people on the team are gonna be joining me as well, which is gonna be pretty cool. The goal is to have all of the Virtuous coaches out there running a half marathon together in our gear and walking the walk and talking the talk. We're always trying to tell our clients to do hard things and to do things they don't want to, and to show up consistently and to train hard and all these different things. But it's gonna be cool to kind of put that out into the world and to display it to really everybody in our county as we do that together. So you should be, you know, later on in the future seeing a video of all the coaches doing a half marathon together. It'll be pretty cool. So anyways, gonna wrap things up here, head home, get some lunch, and then head out to do some agility work. So I just finished lunch, and do you hear that? This is what's happening right now. One more thing. Fit couple. The only way that I could possibly continue to eat healthy is if I had married this woman, because this is why. I'm working all day. Because I'm a mess. And she's meal prepping. Honey, what are you meal prepping?
Well,
she actually showed them the book that we're using.
Okay. I think we've made a video of this before. Cook once, eat all week. Cassie Joy Garcia. I love this because you just cook one big protein. Sons are making fun of me. You just cook one big protein for the week and then kind of mix and match it throughout the week. So for this week, the protein was ground chicken. The carb was just some rice, which I have going in the rice cooker. And then mixing and matching. So we have chicken lettuce cups for one meal, firecracker meatballs and rice for the second meal, and then we have some chicken burrito bowls.
And she's got it all going. Rice cooker, meatballs, leftover lunch. So we've been doing this off and on when schedules aren't crazy with boys sports, baseball and football. So this is one of those opportunities where schedule makes sense for her to be able to do the meal prep, and then for us to not have chaos in the evening and dinners to be kind of taken care of. So came home for lunch and walked into my wife doing what she does, also making those crazy huskies howl like wild people here, but that's reality. That's a glimpse into the life. All right, so just getting home from the day, pretty crazy. Feel like a long day, but pretty crazy to get back into things. And considering I haven't been at the gym for almost 10 days, it was just really great to see the team handle things. I mean, we've got a team that is 10 people at this point, and both myself and the gym manager and a few of the coaches were all on vacation at the same time. And the rest of the team that was there really handled their business. And as I had meetings with every single one of them today, it was just great, and to have such great conversation. Nothing negative going on right now. Everybody seemed happy. I asked a lot of questions about, you know, how did things go when I was gone? Did they feel overwhelmed? Was there anything I can help them with? And everybody just felt as if they had really accepted ownership inside of the business. And it's pretty crazy to kind of sit back and think that, you know, I started Virtuous Fitness literally at the second story of a martial arts studio. I just had this idea, I love this thing, and I wanted to kind of teach everybody to do it. And then as we grew from one facility to the next, we moved the location from Virginia all the way out to Washington State, where I started literally in my garage with, you know, I think 2 people. And to see that it's grown now into this organism and this thing that just runs with minimal touch points for me in the day-to-day operations. And now I'm pretty much the vision guy, the one that says that we're gonna go here. I handle the marketing and the advertising, but the gym is run without a lot of touch points for me. To sit back and realize that this thing runs without me, and that Virtuous, you know, both fitness and grappling are its own thing and not, you know, relying on Cody Smith, is just a really cool thing. And it was just great to kind of sit and to talk with everybody today, and to just, you know, as they're speaking, I'm just kind of running through these things in my head of like, wow, this thing runs without me. So we're back. We were supposed to go and do some agility work today, but my son has some friends over, and I'm gonna let them hang out and do teenage boy things. My middle son actually went to gear checkout for football this year. Their football season's getting ready to start up in a couple weeks, so they went to pick up, you know, their gear, his helmet, and I believe his practice jersey. So they're gonna go pick those things up and come back. While they're gone, I'm gonna go ahead and knock out some more admin work that I have, and then we'll probably be having dinner as a family, looking to grill out a little bit. It's one of those rare times in Washington where the weather's kind of nice. So I'm gonna knock out some more admin stuff, and then we're gonna grill out and have dinner. All right, well, that is a wrap on the day. Hope you enjoyed following along. We had working out, we had coaches meetings, and here we are finishing our night. She's cold all the time. There's 2 blankets there. So we're finishing our night here on the deck. This is probably easily one of the reasons why we bought this house. The dogs always sit over there, and then we get to enjoy the view of the sunset. Some mountains over there. We spent a lot of summer nights out here relaxing and hanging out. But that's it, you guys. Thanks for joining me today.